Hey Capricorn, how's it going? This is your April reading. Last but definitely not least, um, for April of 2017. And because I made you guys wait, I'm gonna let you guys go first on the next reading. So yeah, welcome Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sorry, to make sure I have some on my face. Looks like I do. This camera looks weird. I didn't look at the last reading because you guys had a pretty tough last reading. You and a few other signs. You guys have like these really. I mean, but I see that there's a reason to it. I really think there's a reason to why things are happening. Who's reading that dude the other day? I think it was Libra. They had a very interesting reading, and I did that the day after the Libra new moon. But I didn't mention it, and I forgot about it when I was recording it, but it just felt like all these doors are opening up for them. And along with Libra, you guys, Cancer and Aries, because we have all these planets in these signs right now, well, not in Cancer, but whenever the moon's in Cancer, it sort of triggers that, or Mercury's in Cancer, or the sun. But it's like now we've reached this point where we can't hide anymore. We can't pretend things aren't. As I'm recording this, 4 planets are in retrograde. Venus has just gone direct, actually, but Mercury just went retrograde, which, I don't know. I'm not too scared about this Mercury retrograde. Not Uranus. Pluto has gone retrograde, but that doesn't really matter. Jupiter is retrograde. Saturn's retrograde. So it's like all this insular energy right now is being directed toward us trying to better our situation on a deeper, more like personal level, internal level. When planets go retrograde, it's all about slowing down the energy, working with it, working inward, recalibrating, and expressing it outward. Before I go any further into that, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom. We have the Four of Cups reversed, Judgment reversed, Four of Pentacles. That's Capricorn's card. I think of Capricorn with that card. The Fool, Nine of Pentacles reverse, Strength, which has come up quite a lot in a lot of readings. Page of Cups reversed, Eight of Cups, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Two of Wands. All right. So yeah, you have more power and more strength than you realize, Capricorn. You have more insight and more depth to your situation than what you want to admit to yourself. And it's not anything that anybody else is going to notice from you. We are mainly dealing with pentacle and water energy here. So this is your wheelhouse, essentially. This is where you rule. So I feel like all the problems that we're going to deal with, it's going to be more, since you are a cardinal energy, Capricorn, which is very goal-driven and ambitious. Capricorn is very ambitious, practical. It's going to mainly deal with how you choose to initiate these changes into your life, and whether or not you're emotionally ready, whether or not you can deal with it on an emotional level. But with the cards I'm seeing here, I'm feeling like you guys can. But you can't be naive about it. I want to start over here. So I feel like it's going to be important. It's going to be like it'll be great for you guys if you could like sort of be in this position where you are more willing and able, more ready to accept newness into your life, to sort of let go of any of these like old thought patterns, any way of these like old ways of seeing things and feeling about a situation. I'm not saying explicitly love, but I am saying that you guys, you have to let a certain pain go within your heart. And it's more like it's somebody outside of you. And again, it could be somebody you're married to. And I'm keeping these very general. But with this Page of Pentacles at the bottom, it's like you guys have to be in a totally different mindset than where you are now. This whole like depressed, you can't do anything, nothing's ever going to work. You know, why me? You know, this sort of victim mentality, I feel like isn't going to suit you going forward. You know, and there's this untapped strength within you. There's this feeling that, you know, I feel like that's indicative of the Capricorn energy anyway, where it's just like this willful persistence, regardless of circumstance. You're going to get done what you need to get done. But it's just like, right now you aren't really feeling open emotionally. You aren't feeling open for your, like within yourself. Like there's a part of yourself that's like, that needs to be sort of, I'm imagining like if you're cleaning, that just needs to be cleaned out. Like if you're cleaning like sewer pipes or whatever, or if you're unclogging a drain, it's like that. It's like there's something within you that's just like holding you back. But I think the further we go, if you get a signal, if you get messages, if you get feelings that something isn't right, or that, you know, you should totally sort of see things in a different perspective, take that chance. Especially if you're realizing that just things around you, if you're just bored or dissatisfied or not pleased with anything. I feel like seeing it from a different perspective, feeling it differently, healing something that hurt you in the past, that will be a good step to like some sort of like growth or, some sort of growth to get you out of this funk. And it won't be easy because I feel like this is something, before I get to this, I really feel like it's something that you've just been holding on to for years. And again, like I said, this card reminds me of Capricorn, the Four of Pentacles, which isn't withholding. It's more like unmoving, rigidity, sticking to the status quo, knowing what works, knowing what suits you, knowing, you know, just, but again, it's another four, so you're not, fours are very stable energy. It's not a five, which is chaotic on purpose because it's transformative. Fours are just stable. So it's like there's a part of yourself that's like, I feel like some of you are denying yourselves the freedom to actually do this, to be embracing, to welcome in change, to welcome in new love, to get rid of old love. It's something that is chaotic. We have this Eight of Cups. Eight reminds me of Scorpio, 8th house, very intense, deep energy. And so it's just like it's hard for us to sort of get to this point where we feel comfortable enough of letting something go, letting hurt go from the past, letting something go. But since it's upright and since this Four of Cups is reversed, I'm seeing like you guys actually want better for yourself. You want this situation to change, but with this Page of Pentacles reversed, it's more like you're not sure how to implement it. You're not finding you don't see any avenues or any opportunity to see this change or see this growth in a way that you want, at least outside of yourself. Since it's an Earth card, the Page, and this Four of Pentacles. You can't change your outside circumstances. I feel like a lot of you are in a groove right now where you've probably been working at the same place for years. You've been in the same relationship for years. You just have a pattern. But what about this pattern isn't working? What in this machine, what in this big, we all have our functions. We have our function. Other people have their functions. You know, whether or not we're serving a greater whole, be it a marriage or a job or, something creative, a family. If it's not that, then, we're trying to repurpose ourselves to make ourselves better, and work well within within that greater system or whatever. I mean, you guys know what I mean. I just have a very cerebral way of talking about it. But it's like something in your midst isn't working. And it's like, you guys know what it is, but it's like, I'm getting the sense that some of you are too afraid to come out, or to either come out and say it, to say how you feel, to say what to just call somebody out on their bullshit, or to call a situation out for what it is, because it's hindering you from growth. And I feel like some of you are allowing that to happen, especially if you're like in a love relationship, a toxic love relationship, where it's just like, you'd rather be putting all of your energy into something or somebody that isn't reciprocating your energy, that's playing with your emotions, that's taking you for granted. And you know this, but I feel like there's this part of you that's just holding on to it because you feel like you have nothing else to live for, or nothing else to go for. Because I'm getting the sense that you're working against yourself. You're like, well, I want a better life. I want things better. I wish I was happy. But yet you're still either messing around with the same person that's bringing you down. You're working for people that aren't respecting you. You aren't speaking up for what you believe and how you feel, therefore letting other people walk on you, step all over you. And so it's just like, you can't have it both ways. You can't, at one end, want a better life for yourself, but then at the same time, just still hang around people that are bringing you down. And so it's just like, there's a choice for you to make here. And it's a choice that isn't that entirely clear with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, because you aren't allowing yourself to see it clearly. I'm surprised the Seven of Cups isn't here. But that's probably actually a good thing, because I think you guys had the Seven of Cups in your last reading. I could be wrong. But either way, it's more of this feeling of needing to get back in touch with yourself, which is how this Four of Pentacles is more of a help to you guys. This is, again, I see it as your energy, where it's like, you know the ins and outs of your body, of your finances, of your schedule, of your routine. And it's like, do you want that to stay healthy? Do you want that to be maintained? Because again, with the Four of Pentacles, it's all about maintenance. It's caution. All the fours are caution energies, where it's more like you're more cautious than expansive. So you're more willing and you're more ready and able to take care of what you have, and making sure that works and that's all stable before venturing out and trying to do anything else, which is what the Five is. The Five of Pentacles is the fear of losing everything. And so with this Four here, it's like there is this feeling of you that there could be loss, or that there could be something, the Eight of Cups especially is a huge, heavy emotional burden. It's something that we've either repressed, it's something that we haven't totally looked at fully. With the reverse, it'd be more of that energy. But with the upright, it's like you guys totally understand, most of you, that, there's certain things in your life, there's certain people, there's certain attitudes, there's certain behavior that you just can't tolerate anymore, that you don't want to be a part of, that you don't want anybody else to take advantage of, that you don't want anybody else to take from you. And it's like, do you have that courage? Do you have that strength? Do you have that willpower? Do you have that focus that is totally available to you? And are you going to use it for your betterment, to better yourself, and for your higher purpose, I will say. And the Page of Pentacles reverse, you're just questioning that situation. You're not trusting your gut, because you don't see the practical benefit of it. Like, you might be with somebody and you might love them and you guys might have been together for a long time, but it's like they're treating you bad, but you might be looking at it like, well, what's the point in leaving them? I'll be even more unhappy. Or, why should I, why would I do that? Because, they might have some sort of control over the finances. So I see Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Or that you might just have this feeling that you can't do anything on your own. But fuck that, because you more than have that power. You more than have that freedom. This is you guys clearly. Queen of Pentacles actually is Capricorn. So it's like you can't work at cross odds against yourself. You can't at one end just say you want freedom and say you want liberation and say you want to do all these things if you don't actually mean it, if you're not putting the steps to do it. If you're not letting somebody know how you feel, if you're not, Queen of Pentacles reversed, she's also working against herself. She's more about appearances. She's more about using her money or allowing other people to use her money in a way that suits them, in a way that totally just depletes her. She's over caring, she's over nurturing to the point where she's not tough enough to stand in her own truth and let people know what it is. She's too afraid. She doesn't know enough about herself, or at least she thinks she doesn't. She's questioning herself too much because she doesn't realize that her power is her own and it's not anybody else's. And so that's that feeling I'm getting where it's just like, at one hand, on your conscious level, on what you're thinking and what is probably not expressed in your actions, but you're just like, wow, okay, I really want to dump this guy. I really want to lose this job, or I really want to do more for my family, or I want to travel. But it's just like there's all these unnecessary hangups. There's somebody there's something, some situation, yourself included, that has sort of barricaded you with living with these false ideas, these false thoughts, this implication that, these implications that you can't have it all or do what you want because there's like tradition here. There's conformity. There's something around you or within you that's like making you feel like you can't do it for whatever reason. But this journey, this process is going to be one in which, going forward, if you're doing the work, and again, people always ask me about timing with tarot, and that's what I'm going to do. You guys are the first I'm telling this to, where I'm not going to do monthlies anymore, really. I'm going to record videos like just when I feel like it, like what I've done recently. Like I've recorded a video like, once a day or once every few days, because I feel like that's my rhythm. I feel like I'm not, it's hard and stressful for me to sort of do things on a schedule. Pisces, Sun and Moon, Gemini rising, go figure. So it's more like, when it comes to timing with tarot, it's not about when things will happen to you. I told Libra this, and I think I told Cancer this. Maybe. It's not about when things will happen to you or when things, I don't believe in all that. It's more like the energy we have now and what we choose to do with it, how we're working with it in the present. Because these all are initiatory energies. These aren't things that happen to us. Tarot isn't, I don't see it as magic. I don't see it as, there's definitely a mystical element to it. There's definitely like this sort of, I have the Mariel Tarot book, and it describes it as like divine ambiguity, where it's just like there's something that we probably won't ever have an answer to, but there's something to it. There's a truth to it if we choose to see it, and if we choose to partake in it. I went from the person that was just watching the tarot videos to actually making them, because that's sort of what tarot called me to do. I don't know. It's really weird. But, we all see messages in different ways. We all get our intuition and our spirit in different ways, and it all comes through us differently. And I feel like for you guys, it's going to be something that you have to be receptive to. You have to be open to it. You have to be engaging. You have to want to try new things. And with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse and this Two of Wands, it's more of like you have this power to take this energy anywhere you want it. You have the ability to sort of release this stress, release this drama, release this pain, release it for the betterment of yourself. And I feel like once you guys do that, you'll cry a lot, especially if it's something that you haven't addressed before, and especially if it's something that you haven't cried a lot about already, if it's something that you've just sort of kept hidden within you. And I feel like there's just this great sense of you know, when you cry a lot, it's just very cathartic. You have to allow yourself that catharsis. Some of you might have just been holding it back because, you know, you don't want to appear weak, or you don't want to appear that you're messy. And some of you might not have, you know, the best, especially if you don't have a lot of water, you probably don't have the best experience of dealing with your emotions. But I feel like once you upset that balance, because again, the fours are good. It's okay to be stable. It's okay to sort of like do things in a way that is practical and necessary. But again, there's this deep well within you that has to come out. There's a lot of emotional, unresolved emotional issues within you guys that has to be free, that has to be released. And you might feel like because of that, you know, emotions, they cloud everything. I won't be able to solve what I want to solve. I won't be able to get done what I get done if I just focus on the emotions. So I just focus on the work, and I focus on what I can see, not what I can feel. But that's not going to get you anywhere. It's important to see where you want to go, but with this night, there's something here that's just like holding you back even further. And it's a truth that you don't want to come to admit about yourself. Are you too dependent? Are you letting somebody else call the shots? Are you not tough enough? Are you not strong or secure enough within yourself and with your own femininity? I'm not even going to try it. In your own womanhood. Or if you're a man, if you're not assertive enough in the fact that you can implement these changes. Same thing with women. You can make these changes that you want to make. But it's just that, you know, there's a lot about this journey that is going to be painful, but you have to look up, you have to look at it, and you have to address it. You know, we can't have this thought of that, you know, things will get better, things will be better. I'm just getting the sense that you guys just feel that for some reason, regardless of whether or not if you or your partner, you actually looked at the situation for what it is, or if you've actually implemented some sort of groundwork to see whether or not this truth is actually feasible, this new reality. And you have all the strength within yourself to do that, but it's just that, you know, I feel like you guys are being held down by these two opposing forces. One end is yourself, and the other end is like these external obligations I'm feeling. Whether or not, again, it's a job, a lover, or a school or career, or whatever. I just feel like you're at odds with yourself. And the best way that I feel like is to break through that is to break yourself. You have to start within yourself. You have to understand that if you're feeling unhappy or if you're feeling unsatisfied with something, it's, you know, we can blame everybody else, but ultimately it's because we haven't taken the change or the chances to sort of make our situation better. We've become a victim to it. And we don't want to be a victim to it anymore, Capricorn. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you want a reading, email me. Follow me at my Twitter. All that's in the description box. Recommend me to your friends or whatever. I really don't care. I just like doing these for fun. So thank you guys so much. Bye.